I mostly I stuck to the shorts and the experimental, but the one that really stood out to me this year was called "End of the Line." Um, the women of the Dakota Access Pipeline, I believe, and it was a true labor of love documentary from Shannon Kring, I believe, is the director's name. Uh, Started back in 2016. They had some footage that they were able to acquire from this disgraced police officer. So it was frontline footage of this, ongoing battle on the banks of Missouri River, and we meet all the women of the various tribal nations who banded together for one of the most basic human rights, the right to drinking water. And we go, inside the encampment. We meet these incredibly strong, powerful women, and then the director takes us. It takes us a sideline every now and again, and takes us on a journey of just the institutional colonialism, push for colonialism on the Native Americans throughout decades and decades, and further showing just how incredibly resilient these people are. And we see it inside the court battles. We see it inside their homes. I mean, it's kind of an all access, really, and it's amazing that it was only a couple hours, but it was it just felt so of the moment, even though this was 4 years of footage put together. It was just overpowering.
I mean, so just so we're clear, this is regarding the Dakota pipeline, and
yes,
and its effect, the effect of its existence basically on Native American soil, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we see where she even explains that to an extent of how it originally started. It was originally slated to go through a more affluent community. Then once
that can't happen.
Right, exactly. And once they had those protests, they were like, okay, well, we'll just kind of push it downriver a little bit, and it just happens to be in the same area there that there was. Further atrocities that had plagued these people just 50 years ago, and you just see them, very, very. It's almost like it was second nature to them to fight, and it was. I think if we have we have a lot that we could have learned if we just stopped and listened the first time around.
Yeah. So it sounds like this is one of those documentaries that doesn't necessarily, it's there to present a problem, a situation that's going on, versus one that tries to find a solution, which is not, I wouldn't judge either of them, but it sounds like it's mostly the former there.
Yeah, it is. And, it's to bring awareness. Obviously, I think that there's been some sufficient coverage of it, but still, I mean, it's an ongoing battle, and it doesn't. Obviously, it takes place before the Trump administration, so we see the kind of indifference that it faced even the prior administration, Obama administration, and then they realize the swelling storm of the Trump administration. They know the inevitable outcome of that, but yet they still push forward, and it's it was well worth seeing.